Using Gemini Advanced, I was able to have Gemini Advanced assist me in building 2 apps. I definitely copied Gemini's user interface, right? And let me just admit, I was very critical of Gemini Ultra when it came out. It just didn't live up to all the hype that they created. But I'm just going to say right now, they have definitely fixed Gemini. Gemini Advanced is top notch now. It is usable. I am very productive on it. It works now. So this is how I use Gemini to build this. I did it like in one day. From the time that I said, okay, let me make this happen today, it was one day. I started from basically this code right here and got it to here. This is fast using the API. And absolutely, here's the most important part. This is totally free. I don't need to worry about GPUs and the size of my computer. It's fast. I can now add any voice I want for free. Now I'm using my own digital assistant that I'm building to help me build itself. Learn with me as I learn. Using Gemini Advanced, I was able to have Gemini Advanced assist me, and really I'm just leading it and it's writing all the code, in building 2 apps with the user interface. So far I've been just using the terminal. I'm getting responses in the terminal and it's just all text. What these are is taking that code and now creating a user interface where instead of pressing keys, you're pressing buttons. It's obvious, right? Okay. So I was able to create my own Whisper. So normally I would run the Whisper. This is the Whisper library from OpenAI. I would run this repo. I use this repo. I'd run this here in the terminal, and I would add a. You add a file. Where's the? Here it is. There you go. You add a file, and then it transcribes that file for you, and it creates a text version of it. So, and then it would show in the terminal. So I took that and I put it into a user interface. And then I made my own digital assistant, taking my code that I was using in the terminal. Now it's in a web browser. Again, it's local. Let me first show you what this is. Okay, so now I can add an audio file, and I can just take let's take this, right? You add an audio file. It's now showing you this is the audio file you've selected, and you hit transcribe. It's transcribing. So all of this was part of the project. This is what I created, and there it is. Hello, how are you? You could then take another one, choose another file, take this one. This was like a mic check or something like that. Now it tells you it's going to transcribe that. Click transcribe, and there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it transcribed it. I can keep going. You get the point, right? Okay, so I made this. This over here is an AI generated image that I made in Copilot Designer. I needed something fast, so I did this. I like this image. Transcription is the theme, so I started with this temporary color scheme and interface, but it's clean now. Now I have a way to transcribe my audio files. So in this video, I'll give you, or at least in the description, I will give you all of the files to make this on your own. And if you're interested in learning how I made this, then I'll make another video and I'll go into detail of how I made this. So that's number one. Okay, so we're going to get out of here. I'm going to close this. Now I'm going to open right there. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now I'm in my, I call it the Gemini Digital Assistant app. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so now I'm in the same localhost. I'm gonna load that, and here it is. So now this is the live. So I'll leave this open. This is just a copy, and this is the actual app. Let me make this a little easier to, okay. So I definitely copied Gemini's user interface, right? This is, and let me just admit briefly, there's a typo here. You know, I was very critical of Gemini Ultra when it came out. It just didn't live up to all the hype that they created. But I'm just gonna say right now, ever since GPT-4 Omni came out, I just feel like I don't want to get into it. I'm not using GPT anymore. GPT-4, I'm not using it anymore. I came back to Gemini Advanced. I said, let me give it a try. There's a free trial, right? I said, why not? I tried the free trial, and let me just say right now, they have definitely fixed Gemini. Gemini Advanced is top notch now. It is usable. I am very productive on it. It works now. I should probably make a video about how great this is now, but I'm just showing you a real world example of here's what I'm able to do. Gemini built this with me. Okay? So this whole interface, all of this, right? So let me give you a sample of what this thing does. Okay. I'll type hello. I should probably zoom in a little more. It's 2. There we go. Now, I don't have speech to text yet, but I'm on a Mac. So all I have to do is hit Command Escape, and Apple, the OS, will read it for me. And the voice package on Mac OS is fantastic. Way better than Microsoft's. I can also, click. I don't want to do it now and mess up my recording. I can also hit the function key twice, and it will open up dictation. So I can go in here and just dictate everything. So it knows me. I'm using a system prompt. Okay. I've also added, let me just share what I've added here. Icons here to show who's talking the way that Gemini does, right? See, they've got their Gemini icon, and I've got this. Okay, so this is not the, here it is. So this is how I use Gemini to build this. All right, so I made icons for the assistant. The assistant's name is Sparkle. And it has a whole bunch of information on me that I have stored locally. You cannot do this currently in Gemini. You cannot give it system instructions. The only way to get Gemini Advanced to know information about you is to give it within a single conversation. There's no custom instructions like GPT has. So this has system instructions. And let me just finish showing you. Okay, so I'm talking to it. I had to resize the screen, so I gotta keep scrolling down. Okay, I added Markdown. Let's show something in code. There's Markdown. Write a basic HTML5 page. Okay, hit enter. Right, there it is. Now, it has It does not naturally come with markdown, with formatting, this formatting. Usually it will just put it in one continuous string. It's a big mess. So that was part of what I use Gemini for. So it displays in markdown. It has these extra, every time it has something that needs to be formatted, it puts it, this is part of the design. All right. Custom instructions. What could I ask it? What is your job? I told it who it is, right? Okay, let me say, that was kind of general. I'm glad. What is your name? What is your name? As you've already established, my name is Sparkle. I'm happy to help you with your project. Oh, I am sorry. I am recording a video. I didn't tell you that. Please say hello to the viewers, if any. Hello viewers, I'm Sparkle and I'm here to assist. I'm gonna see, does it pick up? I'm gonna try this. Does it pick up? Put my headphones into the mic for now. This is not the official way. Okay, let me do this again.
Hello viewers, I'm Sparkle and I'm here to assist Tishin with his project today. If you have any questions about AI or coding, feel free to leave a comment below. Tishin, are there any other details about the video or project I should be aware of? Let me know if I can help introduce the topic or provide any supporting information.
I guess you heard that. Before I put my headphones back on, let me use let me just go for it and see if I use dictation, if it works without messing up the recording. Okay, Sparkle, thank you. I don't know what to say. Maybe just say goodbye for now. That is, oops. That was dictation. Okay, it responded. So dictation works. This is one of the great benefits of using a Mac. It has some great features. Okay, I'm gonna let it play back now.
All right, viewers, that's a wrap for now. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check back for more updates on Tishin's project.
So that is basically what I built. And if you want to see how I did this, let me know in the comments. I'll tell you a little bit more. So I'm not going to give you the code for this now. Like I said, I'll give you the code for this. Let me show you can customize this however you want. You can go into the CSS and the HTML and you could start, if you want to change the background color, you could change it. You see, I'm changing the background color, right? If you want to change the, I would not use red, but let's say you wanted to go with white, and you can easily start revising this stuff, right? You can go blue, and then you can change the I can go to where the font colors are, and I could change that to black, right? And you would do this in the CSS, but I'm just showing you, this could be changed. You could make this however you want it. Now, let me just say something briefly. I don't want to be negative, but something happened recently that led me to just go for it and get this done. I don't want to name names, but let's just say there are a lot of new apps that have come out in the last year or so, and there's one that I just heard about recently. And basically, these are apps that allow you to create your own user interface. And I keep running into the same problem. These apps are limited. They don't give you all the freedom you need. So one of the problems I had was one app, it would make the user interface, but it didn't show you how to put your large language model Python script into it. And it's either the explanation or tutorial is either non-existent or buried deep. And you waste a lot of time trying to figure this out. And I keep learning time and time again. You want to be able to customize this however you want. So I've been shying away from apps and I've been diving into Python. Let me reset this quickly. Okay, here we go. Reset it. Now start over. I reset it and it should keep going. It should start again, I think. There we go. Still running because I'm still running the server. Okay. How did I use Gemini? How do you work with Gemini? Well, I started and I said I have this project. I got this code. And I basically got the code originally from the aistudio.google.com, the Google AI Studio. And over here, get code, choose Python. You could choose whatever language you want. And it's a long story, but I kind of started with this code. I give it to Gemini and I say, I got this code and I want to put it in a user interface, do that. That's kind of how it is. This is another version of that. This is a more developed, this one here is a more developed version of that. This is the code I gave it. And I said, look, I have this, it works. Make a user interface out of this, right? Oh, and I did right here. I gave it the folder structure that I wanted. Okay. Then it started taking me through the steps, and you just go step by step. And there's a lot of back and forth. It gets frustrating, but I did it like in one day. I was able to create this from the time that I said, okay, let me make this happen today. It was one day. It was yesterday. I went from nothing. I started from scratch. I started from basically this code right here and got it to here without using, I don't want to name names of apps, without using anything other than VS Code, right? VS Code, libraries, right? Flask, the OS library, the Google Generative AI library, the Markdown library, and I'm going to keep adding, but this is what I've got so far. I was able to hide my API key in another file here called config. So this protects my API key. I've got system instructions. Here is the local version that runs in the terminal. This has speech to text. I'm building up to this. This is not in the user interface yet. So I'm trying to get all this into this. It's not there yet. So one of the things I did was I started small. I tried to just start with all that code I just showed you, and it didn't work. So you start small. You gotta always start small, because then Gemini and GPT is worse. But Gemini tries to come up with its own ways of doing things, and it goes against the current way that Google's doing it. And it sounds weird, right? They're both Google. But anyway, it doesn't work. So you got to just start small and let it build. And then it will understand what it built in that same conversation. And we made a lot of progress. It made the CSS for me. Everything. It made everything for me. Not being a programmer, I'm pro just use your Gemini or whatever model you want to use. Don't use other apps. That's just my personal preference. You do whatever you want, but that's my approach. I try it. It ends up being usually a waste of time, except for LM Studio. I still haven't tried Olama. I want to try that, but I broke my PC, and I'm just working with what I have right now. I'm working on fixing my PC or getting a new one. But anyway, this is what I'm making using limited resources, and this is fast using the API. And oh, absolutely, here's the most important part. This is totally free. Let me explain that real quick. This version is totally free. I don't know what pricing is, but let me just tell you, when you use the Gemini Flash model, where's the, I had the pricing. Where did I put that? Okay, I'm not gonna get lost on that. But you get 2.6 million tokens for free. Basically, I don't know, 5 to 8 novels worth of text input and output for free. And I'm checking my billing constantly on Google Cloud, and so far my bill is only 1 penny right now, 1 penny. I've been going back and forth with this thing. So this is totally free. The only thing is you're using the API, so the information is getting processed. Now, what's the benefit? Okay, look, if you have Android or you're using Chrome, you're already giving, they already have your information, right? They have your contacts, they have your passwords, right? So I don't care if I'm using an API to chat with the model and I'm sharing. I don't care. Whatever they have, whatever they can take from me, they already have it. I'm not going to be overly paranoid about it. So this is fast. I don't need to worry about GPUs and the size of my computer. It's fast. I can now add any voice I want for free, because I could either use the Mac voice by a method I showed in a previous video, or I could use the Google Voice API, the Google Voices API, and there's a ton of voices, a ton. And they have a free tier. They have like 2 or 3 voices that are free. They also have other voices that have a free tier. And then when you pass a certain point, it's a small amount. It's like, you're talking like, I would imagine if you're like a power user, right? I would imagine if you're using the API for the model and the API for the voice, and you're using it constantly for yourself, it might cost you 50 cents a month. I'm just guessing. It is almost nothing. Now, again, back to the model API. 2.6 million tokens for free. And then once you pass that, now you get out of the free tier. It's like 1/1000th of a cent, for, it's nothing. It's nothing. And my hope and my guess is that using this on a high level, using it constantly every day for big projects, it's going to cost you like less than $1. If you sign up for the Gemini Advanced, you get 2 terabytes of storage. So that's normally $10. Then for another $10, you get the model, but you cannot customize the model. You cannot change the voice. This method, you can do that. And you can just keep building it. There's so many things you can do. It's so much more. It's so robust. So I like this approach. And look at what I was able to do in one day. That was the saved version. Okay, one other thing. So I'm going step by step. I'm trying to add things to this. I want to be able to pretty much copy this. I want to copy this here. I want to be able to save conversations. Right now, I've come up with a way to do that. Talking with, not Gemini, now I'm using, this is cool, now I'm using my own digital assistant that I'm building to help me build itself. We already had a conversation. I think it's in here. I think we talked about that. Yeah, right here. Right? Coming up with options of how to save conversations, brainstorming with it, right? The temporary way so far is this. I'm not up to that yet. But temporarily, what I'm doing is I'm saving the page, right? Inside of, let me go back. Inside of Firefox or Chrome, you save the page as, and I saved it here. This is today. And here, this is what, I'll double click it. This is it. This is the saved conversation. I cannot jump back into it yet. I can't talk to it. I think you have to use like a PHP, an SQL file, a database. But in the meantime, I'm able to save this conversation. Look at that. And I can copy, and save it and go back here and, oh yeah, we brainstormed and we came up with this code or this idea. Let me go back to it. So right now, I can do that. So that's this. This and this they go together. And then this goes together with this. So that's kind of the introduction. I kind of winged it. Sorry if it was a little verbose. That's what happens when you improvise. Anything else here? No, that basically covers it. Let me know if you want to see a more organized and thought out video about how to make this. And then, let me know in the description for that video. I'll give you the code for this. So check the link below. I'll link it to my GitHub. Please consider following me and on GitHub. Give me a star on GitHub for this repo once I put it up. Also, give me a like on this video if you like it. If you haven't subscribed, that'd be great if you did. I try to do things. I try not to do what everybody else is doing. I try to show you basically how to use tools that are readily available. Learn with me as I learn.